I have a personal problem with the hairstylist community. I got my own problems. Mind you, I ain't never got my hair did, but I got my own problems. So y'all be doing y'all content, or whatever. And y'all be putting y'all clients, after y'all get done, y'all show off y'all work, y'all put y'all clients up there.
Yeah.
Why don't y'all tag y'all fine clients, bro? I'm so tight. Like
All in audio experience.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the All In Audio Experience, man. I got my boy Trent here. How you doing?
I'm good, man. All the way in Orlando. We got Jaida in the building, man. We got Jaida.
Yes, sir. Yes, bro. We got the dopest hairstylist in Huntsville.
Thank you.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good, just happy to be off, happy to be here,
For sure. Chilling. So we're going to get straight to it. Just how did you get into doing hair? Like, where did this all start for you?
I'm going to say as far back as middle school, high school, I was always doing my own hair. Like, I had shaved sides. I'm doing different color braids and stuff. So the people I went to high school with who knew me, it didn't surprise them. This was my route. It did surprise me, though.
Okay. So it took a little changing of the past for you to actually, like, stick to it?
Honestly, like, I always did it part-time. I loved hair. That was my passion. But COVID really pushed me to go full-time.
Okay, so what were you doing, I guess, part-time? What were you doing in the meantime before you transitioned full-time into things?
Whew. I mean, it was hard, honestly. I just left college. I was working on campus. I had a lot of humbling jobs, like Walmart. I was a dishwasher, fry cook. That was never fun. Cooking it up in the kitchen. That was fun. I was even a baker at one point in time, so that was fun. But I think the last job I had before I went full time, I was a security guard.
You was a security?
Top flight. I know.
I'm crying.
I know.
I'm crying. Dog, that's real though. Real though.
Had to do what I had to do. I needed my insurance. I needed a paycheck. I wanted to have a W-2 when it came time to doing those taxes.
For sure. Mm-hmm. I feel like those people that, like, because I was like that too. Like, I probably had like 9, 10 jobs before we started the business. And, each one teaches you a little bit. When you're going through it, you like, nah, this ain't it. You can't. Right. But, like, once you get to the other side of stuff, you can, like, look back and be like, man, I'm kind of glad I went through it because, you kind of built my character up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. It was necessary so you can appreciate what you have now.
For sure, because I ain't going back.
No, never.
I ain't going back.
Never.
I ain't going back.
It's not in me.
All right, so going back to what you said you was doing the different hairstyles. I heard you say you had to shave sides like Fantasia.
I mean, not even like Fantasia. It was just like that little trend where,
like
both sides were shaved but not past your ear. Like, girls had that.
Okay. So it was a lot of different hairstyles back in the day. Like, what were some of your favorite ones from, like, just like back in elementary school?
Ooh. Okay, I can't go back as far as elementary
can't
school.
Go back? Okay.
But there was this style the girls would do. It was like a sew-in with a big old bang. It was a big old swoop that covered like half your face. It was so cute.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I never got to do it. It's something I would do. Okay. But it was so cute.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
So my next thing is, did you go to school for this, or did you just, I know at first you were just doing it part-time, but when you started to take it serious, did you go to school, and, how was that process like?
That's a good question. No, I didn't go to school. It all came from experience and practice on my clients and them giving me their trust and ultimately giving a good result repetitively. That's what built up my clientele and built up my business to what it is now. I didn't go to school to learn what I did.
Dang, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Speaking of clients, I know, like, the biggest thing in business is service to me. That's like that's what really gets you, like, consistent customers. what was it like? Kind of like I say building like your service, like kind of your skill set with your clients, as far as like when you started dealing with clients, their schedule, your schedule, like making sure they had a good experience, but not letting them like treat you any type of way. Like, what was that journey like for you?
That was the hardest part of owning my own business, was setting those boundaries with clients and just not being so nice that you're overworking yourself. I still struggle with that to this day. But as for giving them a good experience, I feel like all the customer service jobs that I had did humble me to be able to service my clients and give them like the customer is always right kind of mindset, which necessarily isn't always true, but
It's not.
I did feel it to want to satisfy my clients and let them leave happy,
Yeah, for sure.
for sure.
You gotta really want to like make people feel good when you like giving them service treat. But it's that line that some folks be.
It can be draining because they'll cross it. They'll
They'll
cross
cross
it.
it for sure. I
especially
got one more question on that
the
topic.
business.
Go ahead, Trent.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Well, I'm just saying, yeah, just especially when you was like when you work in odd jobs and people think like lowly of you. You know, they think they don't know what you are outside of the position that you in. I used to just hate that. I'd be like, do you know who I am? Anyways, go ahead, Jordan.
Exactly,
Facts.
exactly. It's like I'm doing what I gotta do to cover everything I need, but you don't know what I actually got in my back pocket.
You feel me? No, that's facts. So, staying on this scheduling customer service tip, please explain, because you know me and Trent, we just get a chop. We go to the barbershop. So, can you explain like this whole security deposit scheduling thing I see going on? The fight, the war that y'all
Oh
be
my
waging between the
gosh.
hairstylists and the clients for people that just don't get it.
I mean, honestly, it comes from both sides.
Okay.
I feel like as a client, sometimes they may feel like they don't want to pay a deposit because they are traumatized by past experiences of giving deposits, it being stolen, that person not being legit. So it can be scary to give a deposit. I understand that. But from a business point, it's important to give that deposit so that way it can cover your hair supplies. It doesn't even cover the full cost of your service, of what we're providing. Just a little piece to say, hey, get me this little piece of, it just covers, it makes it secure. And then also, I realized when I got more clients and it got more stressful and I had more people asking for days that were already booked, that deposit guarantees that I don't give your appointment to someone who's willing to pay more. It holds your slot.
Yeah.
It holds your slot. You have to think about it like that too.
Okay, that's two things I didn't know. The supplies thing.
Yeah.
And also, but I understood because I always understood like business is about time. So like if I'm going to like schedule time for you and you don't show up, I need something for that.
Exactly. That's why I charge cancellation fees. You have to be fair because we pay our bills. This is full time. I expected that money, so I'm gonna get it somehow.
Okay. So off of that though, two hot topics. Two hot topics. Should hairstylists have to wash their hair? I seen it. I done did my research.
You got good questions.
I got my research on foot. Should y'all have to wash? And then
dang.
two,
Why are you doing this?
should the security deposit be a part of like the what y'all be saying? It's
Should
like
it be included in the total?
yeah, that one.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I
I'm
already know where you're going with
I'm here.
Okay. So the first question, I feel like when it comes to washing hair, no, it shouldn't be required because in some states, it's not legally required to have a license. And when you don't have a license, you don't have to wash hair. When you have a license, it is legally required that you wash that client's hair. So I don't have a license. Technically, it's not required for me to wash your hair. I won't be washing your hair because it is against the law. So, you just have to do your research in what state you're in. But I do include a blowout. If you can't blow dry, girl, I got you. But you can wash it. You can wash it.
Okay, so
And as for what was you about to say?
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, should the deposit be included in the total? Most definitely.
Okay,
Most
they was
definitely.
trying it with that one.
I mean, they were trying it. I feel like the girls who felt like it isn't included, it's a little entitled. I don't understand it, but
Okay.
it's included in my total.
Yeah, I forgot what it is. It's a lot of things that a lot of services where you got to put something down before they provide that service. So it's not like it's foreign. People should know. You know that should be
Exactly.
standard a lot of times. But we can talk a little bit. Let's overall like what is the services? Tell people what are all the services that you do first off.
Well, I like to call myself a luxury braider because I guarantee precision and I'm patient with you guys. I'm a precise braider. And I offer knotless braids, stitch braids, now invisible locks. That's the new trend. It's so cute,
Invisible.
y'all. Y'all don't know much about invisible
Invisible
locks.
locks.
I don't know
Yeah,
nothing
it
about
looks
that.
Sound
like it's
good.
locks. It looks like it grows out your head, and it's a great protective style. Lasts 6 to 8 weeks, girls.
Hey, I might have to get that one. You feel me?
Yeah, I'm very versatile. I used to do men's hair, but now I'm solely woman.
Okay.
Ooh,
Never mind. She said
wow.
no.
Why is
I'm
that? What
sorry.
I'm not gonna
happened?
say. I ain't got no.
What happened? Why is that?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Male clients require more commitment, and that's not. I'm not in a place where I'm able to give that. And just to further explain, when the slots open for the month, you only have like a total of 30, 35 slots to offer people. And a male client will typically want his hair done every 2 months, average. And I don't have the slots to guarantee you can get your hair done every 2 months. Because I'd rather do a $400 knotless braid butt lint versus a $75 retwist.
Oh, I got
So
you.
you can lose money just by showing love to certain people. You have to put those
Uh,
boundaries out.
it's not worth the time. I got you.
It's not. But the clients that I do have like 5 to 10 male clients, I've been doing their hair for years now, and I continue to do their hair.
I
Okay,
got
yeah.
you.
So it's those that you committed to, people that you've known a long
Yeah.
time. Then
Like
yeah,
I
you
started their
still
lock
do that.
journey. We went to high school together, type of thing. People I'm comfortable with having in my home.
I got you. So, so like the time, like how, like I've never understood like what type of hairstyles take longer and what type of hairstyles are quicker.
I mean, quickest is anything that's attached to your scalp, like stitch braids, braids that go back to your head. But when it comes to those singular braids, like knotless braids, they can take a long time, but they're
Bro.
worth it to me. That's
Okay.
my favorite to do.
Okay. So like you really enjoy like what you do. Like it's like something you just like.
For sure. Like I always denied, I'm not gonna be a hairstylist. I'm not doing like
Okay.
I did not
It
want
was
this
your
to be where
calling
I
for.
went, but it was.
Okay, that's
It
dope. I
was.
like that.
It's a
Mm.
calling. Okay, so you mentioned this. You do hair at your home. So how is that sometimes complicated, or what's more convenient? Do you even want to transition into having your own shop? That's another question.
Well, I actually do have a shop.
Uh oh. Uh
And
oh.
I do have a shop location, but when it comes to my retwist, my shop location doesn't have a sink bowl, and I want to wash their hair. When it comes to a retwist, I'm doing a man's hair. I'd rather just wash it myself, so
You don't
I'll
know
do
what
it
you
at
gonna
Okay,
find
home.
up in there. Might find.
You
okay,
never
that's what you
know.
was talking about.
So I just rather do that at home. Those retwists and stuff I do at home. But as for the knotless braids, all appointments, typically over 3 hours, I'm doing at that shop.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's something we went through when we first started the podcast. We was doing it out of girlfriend's crib,
Trapping
mama
out the
crib,
house.
everybody crib, trapping out. Anybody who would have us. So we was like, yeah, we gotta stop this. So we started. For a while we was doing it out of my old work, and then we got into the studios. What was it? What like really prompted you to be like, I gotta stop having folks like
Ooh,
come to my house as much as I can. You know what I'm saying?
a lot of bad incidents with clients. I have a lot of horror stories related to people.
Can you give us one good
Oh my
story? One good
gosh.
story.
Okay, I have a good one. I have a
Okay.
good one. So this one day, I had a bunch of retweets scheduled. Like I had like maybe 8, and they were all back to back to back. So everyone had to be on time. And I texted my clients the day prior, you cannot be late or the appointment is canceled, because I'd have to push a lot of people. So everyone replied except for my very first appointment, which scared me.
Wild.
Exactly. It scared me because I was like, oh my gosh, this is the beginning of the day. I can't deal with this. So then they message me and they say, oh, we're driving from Mobile. And I was just like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
you're
damn.
driving from Mobile for a retwist. Like, I couldn't believe it. And mind you, I'm doing hair at home. So I was just like, you know what? I hope they make it on time,
5
basically.
hours is crazy.
Oh, I didn't even know it was that far. But
Mobile is stroke.
man, they were driving. And it was because they were seeing their family in Huntsville. So it was perfect timing kind of thing. And they were
that'd be
supposed to
perfect
have
timing.
been there, but they left a day late. This is what she was all explaining to me. You know, when they give excuses, it's like, oh,
Facts.
Lord,
I'm gonna try to make you feel bad, but guess
Exactly.
what? Not me.
Exactly. So then when they're about an hour out, she's like, hey, we're an hour out. And I'm like, okay, great. An hour passes by and it's the start time of their appointment. They're nowhere to be found. So I text them, hey, I have a 15-minute grace period. I need y'all to be here ASAP. No reply. Then they reply to me, I think it was around 8:30, and they told me they were at the gas station
Nah,
down the
that
street.
bullshit.
And you know what? But I was still trying to be nice. This is when I didn't set those boundaries.
I'm weak.
So I was
They
just like,
over here
and I
getting
knew they
snacks.
drove from Mobile. So I was just trying to give them a chance. And anyway, I was like, okay, go ahead and come down the street. And I didn't give them the apartment number. I never gave anyone the apartment number until I saw them pull up outside of the apartment.
Yeah.
The building number. And so they told me they were at the gas station. I was like, yeah, go ahead and come on down. Mind you, they're already late. Y'all, they don't come until like 20, 30 minutes later.
Folks be on their own type of time.
And I was just like, okay, well, the appointment's canceled at this point in time.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing their hair. Would y'all believe that they started blowing my phone up, calling me, screaming outside the apartment? And then it went as far as them to get out their car and knock on and I was on the 3rd floor. They knocked on every single door. And my neighbor next to me didn't answer, but everyone else did. So if she had answered, they would have known that I was the last person, like, right there. They
You
would have
sitting in
known
the
that was
house
my
like,
building. Y'all, my anxiety was so high. It was so high. And I'm just
Nah,
like, what
bro.
am I going to do? Like, I don't, and these people sounded angry. You know, they screaming about driving
Yeah.
from Mobile, but
I'm guessing they had a man with them too.
I mean, he was the one getting his hair done, but it was the girl acting the fool.
Acting a
So, you
fool?
know, she
Okay.
trying to stand up for him, saying he getting his hair done. Girl, we gonna fight, let's fight. But I'm
I'm
not
so
doing his
done,
hair.
bro. Folks just like, you know, and it's like starting a business will really make you kind of like stand on it, you know, because like when you, me and Trent are more like kind of laid back, especially before we started it. But when we got, you know, you start having too many priorities and obligations, you be like, bro, I ain't got time for this shit.
Exactly.
It'd be folks that'll hit us up for an interview and be like 5 minutes before, yo, I can't make it. It's like, bro, you knew like,
Why are you wasting our time?
You know what I'm saying?
As if we didn't check in.
and it's like, if you had some stuff come, like everybody got stuff come up, but you had plenty of time to tell us. Like, why are you telling us now?
I feel that. I just got a cancellation a couple days ago. Oh, I felt that one so bad.
And it's like,
I did.
man, and that's why I be telling business owners, like, or like new business owners, people trying to get into it. Man, the money be one thing, you know. Everybody,
people
but
are
schedule,
another.
but people and scheduling and like just dealing with folks. That's really what.
That's the downside too.
That's really what's like the
For
like.
real.
There's gonna be slow months. But that's all. It always come back. That money come back.
Mm-hmm.
It's the people, bruh. People irk your soul.
Yes, it's not necessarily something every day, but it's
Yeah.
something often.
Something often. So getting on a more positive note, you got your location. Like, what was that like feeling? That experience? Like, I seen it on IG. I was like, this shit look fire. Like, what was that like for you?
Honestly, it was exhilarating, and it gave me a sense of peace. I moved shortly after I got my shop, so no one knew where I lived, and that's something I didn't even think about, but people not knowing where I lived was such a luxury to me, and I love that part. And as for being in the shop, you know, you can separate home and work, and that's just great. It's great.
So in this shop, is it just you? Like, are you thinking about adding other people to your shop space? How's that working?
It is just me. I don't think I'll add people to the location that I'm at right now. And I don't know if I necessarily venture towards being a shop owner and having people work under me. Don't bite me if that's where I end up going. But
Yeah.
that's not necessarily the plan right now because like we said, people, there are a lot to take on. It's a lot of responsibilities and I just love working for my girls. Like, I don't want to have to worry about anyone else and I don't want to have to worry about that. I like my clients. It's just me and them.
Gotcha.
For sure. I mean, there is a lot that comes with that too, because like if they're like employees, there's taxes, there's making sure people show up, there's payroll, all that stuff, and if they're not, you can't just have people taking up space in there too, because that gives you a bad name. So.
And another thing is, when you open that space to have people working around you, it's that energy.
For sure.
You never know. Some people don't choose to be happy. They don't choose to be happy. They don't choose, I'm happy to be here. I have this work here for me. I'm going to make this money. They're not grinding. You never know what you're opening the door to.
For sure. So I have a personal problem with the hairstylist community. I got my own problems. Mind you, I ain't never got my hair did, but I got my own problems. So, y'all be doing y'all content. Y'all be doing y'all content or whatever. And y'all be putting y'all clients, after y'all get done, y'all show off y'all work, y'all put y'all clients up there.
Yeah.
Why don't y'all tag y'all fine clients, bro? I'm so tight. Like,
I knew.
It's not even just like one or two of y'all, like, and it's the muas.
The MUAs.
Them two, y'all can go in this group too. Like, is it like an unspoken thing, don't tag your clients? Because I'll be like, ooh.
I mean, I tag my clients when they want to be tagged, but sometimes clients don't want to be tagged when they don't want people to see their before. If you just see them on that page, you see them on that page, but you're not going to see them like that nowhere else.
But the after be looking good, and I'll be like, yes, like, we need to see more, but we can't.
You never know how she feeling. But, I mean, I know I'm going to tag them. Tag them.
Thank you.
Check
this is my
them
public
out.
service. And this is my
sorry.
public service.
See, that's the reason why she shouldn't tag, because you got people like Jordan over there gonna be.
I'm trying to bless them. I'm trying to bless them.
You better take them out now.
You feel me? We going
gonna pay
days,
for
bro.
their next appointment.
Huh?
You gonna pay for their next appointment?
Bro, the signal ain't always great in here. You gotta speak up. All right, yeah. Next question, bro. Next question.
Oh man. So, all right. What's the long term? What do you want to do? Do you want to do this forever? Like, what do you see yourself doing with the hair business?
I've thought about this a lot, and I don't see myself doing hair forever, but I don't see myself quitting for a long time. I would take advantage of the money that hair makes me and possibly go back to school. That's something I've considered. Get something in business and accounting. I used to major in mathematical sciences when I went to UAH. So, I don't want to lose what's in the back of my brain by braiding so long.
Yeah.
I would use this money. But I'm trying to have fun. I'm not even going to lie. Like, life was full of so much hard work that I'm finally prospering and seeing the fruit of everything I sowed. So,
no, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
You said, go ahead, Trent.
I mean, I looked at your page, the hair page one time, and then I look again, and you at 39K. How does that work? You know what I'm saying?
She turned up. She started balling up.
Look, I'm telling you, a video went viral, and those numbers went up in like 2 weeks, and it's not really something to look at or to let get to your head either, because social media is numbers. That's all it is, and I look at those, and it really doesn't matter. What really matters is your interaction, not the number of followers you have. So
Okay.
There's braiders with 20,000 followers, but they consistently get 1 million views. So there's that.
Yep.
She gave us a political answer, y'all. She said,
That's
"Yeah,
what
I'm
my sister
popping.
was saying.
I'm
Oh,
I'm an influencer. I'm playing.
a
I'm playing, y'all. I'm playing. I'm
little
playing."
bit, you know. You know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Going back to what you said though, I noticed how before you was like, "I'm not gonna be a hairstylist. I'm not gonna be a hairstylist." You end up being a hairstylist. But then, like, you tell me you want to go back to school and study business. You really good with math. I feel like I see like a hair empire coming, and you just fighting it right now. Like, because you can still chill off that once you got the folks. You build the system and like,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you even teaching like some of the young girls. You got to find good ones. That's
That
gonna
might be what my life will be, denying my blessings
You
till
feel
they hit
me?
me. That
Till they
might
hit
be
you.
what it be. But I'm not against teaching people. I'm not against. I actually considered going to Sparkman and trying to get myself a little apprentice or something like that and give little discount cards out because, kudos to
it.
the senators. I love my high school. They did what they needed to do for me, and that school let me express the freedom, let me do everything I wanted to do. I remember when they took that ban off for colored hair. Oh, it was over.
Yeah.
It was over for me. Like, I had colored hair all the time. So,
No, you said something. Sparkman's actually a really good school. I was actually up there talking to my little brother's class, and it's like, honestly, out of like all the schools, they have like some really good kids there. You should. I really feel like if you go up there, you'll find some kids that have like been like doing hair their whole life, and they just need the structure. They just need somebody who's like, yo, if you really want to take it serious, if you wake up every day and you do this, this, and this, you got the skills. You know what I'm saying?
right. That is something I considered. I was thinking heavily on it.
Yeah, you should go up there and talk to them.
For sure.
We gonna talk about that. We gonna talk about that. I like that.
Maybe even at tech school, too.
For
Anyone
sure.
who's taking it very seriously going into their cosmetology degree. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to make some money.
These people online be making courses, making bread, all that. Are you on YouTube also? Like, is that something that you do?
I'm not on YouTube, but I do want to be on YouTube and start featuring myself. That's something I'm trying to get over. Like I said, I'm so used to being behind the cameras that it's very hard for me to want to film myself and give content with me in it. But I've realized that doesn't even matter because the videos that went viral were with my hands. So
Your hand is famous.
I guess so. I guess so. Yeah, but I like that. Like, I like that people don't know Jaida. They just know here by Jaida J. I like to focus on the work. Focus on that.
For sure.
I'm not a personality, and the work is what matters to me, for real.
No, you a personality. You got a personality too, though. Like, we gonna get that out there. Get that out there.
I mean, I might need to invest in it. My clients be telling me I'm funny or whatever, so I'm like, I might need to invest in that because we be having good girl talks.
You feel me? And it's like it's more. Once you get past like the uncomfortable thing, it starts to become fun. Like, because me and Trent were not talkers, and we started a podcast. We were like, this is a crazy.
Honestly, I didn't remember y'all to be talkers either.
No.
I
No.
didn't.
Nah.
Okay.
Definitely not. And then,
So how did y'all come together to do this?
Ooh, great question. I mean, this has been my guy for forever since I met him. So it was kind of just like we had this relationship built already. I come back from school. He comes back from school. Like, I had finished. I didn't know what I was going to be doing. I wanted to be an engineer. I ultimately have been able to do that. But at first, I was just kind of after I graduated, just working at Kroger, just not feeling where I was headed. And I had bought some equipment, and I hit his line like, "Hey, let's. You want to do a podcast?" Or we had kind of talked about it, and then I just had bought the equipment, and then I was like, "All right, it's time to go." So we met up at his girl's apartment at the time, and he just took off from there.
Yeah.
I
It just
love
kind of
that.
happened.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we hit on this. Like, I guess, when did it start booming for you, though? Like, when did you just know you could go full time? When did it start booming?
Oh, that's a good question. You want to know what? I have been doing hair part time for a couple years now. Like, every job I had worked, I told people I was doing part time. And then when Rona happened, COVID.
Rona.
Yeah, so we do like Rona.
Sound like somebody auntie. Auntie Rona,
Right.
when she
That's so
came around.
country. But when COVID happened, I was a security guard and my job just wasn't taking it serious. So I was just like, no, I'm not gonna sit here scanning folks working for insurance that's not even gonna cover the COVID. Like, that's when it just didn't make sense to me. And I was doing hair part time. And it was just like, Jaida, are you gonna take this jump? You know, I'm sitting here working 60 hours a week for a $500 check overnight, doing nothing. Yeah, but still making nothing. Like, it was the lowest paying job I had ever had in my life, but it gave me the freedom to do hair like 2-3 days a week. So I didn't know that I had built up my clientele like that. I didn't know at all. And then in April, the very end of April of 2020, I stopped working. I stopped working in March, but April, I got a booking site. And I was like, I'm going to take this serious. And I took my first deposit on the last day of April. And I remember this because my income for April was $5. And then my income for May, the first month I did hair, $2,000. And that's when I knew. I was like, okay.
Yeah, we turned up.
This is my first month going full time, and I made $2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But for sure, we passed that though. We passed that.
For sure.
Oh yeah. I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah.
So, what's some advice you got for somebody who wants to take this hair thing serious? One thing to touch on, like just like how do you do like your accounting and keeping track of like your money coming in, your expenses?
Well, I'm very organized when it comes to that. I'm about to get an accountant. I got an appointment with him next week. But as for doing it myself, I keep track of my weekly income and then all my bills for the month. And I separate my work bills, home bills, and I've organized it to where I have an average of how much I spend per week, even with all my hair supplies. I keep track of all that. I have a budget for it.
Okay.
I have to stay organized.
Okay. And so, what are some just like I've been doing hair since I was little, but like it's just for some side money. What would you tell me if I wanted to like really take this serious?
I'd say be committed. You have to be committed and you have to be willing to work hard even when you don't want to. It's very hard to transition from a regular job to working for yourself because you can just simply say, I don't want to do it today, and there's no consequences besides guilt. So, even if you feel that, some people don't. When I feel you shouldn't be canceling on folks like that. Y'all don't be doing that. But I feel like you have to be committed and you have to be willing to work. And promote advertising. Advertising is really what helped my Instagram page take off. Like, not the videos go viral, but it put me in that space. So don't be scared to pay for advertising now. Just advertise it in the right place.
Yeah. There's
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Yeah, I was gonna be like, is it more so word of mouth? Is it both? Like, what is that strategy like?
It didn't start off word of mouth, but it became word of mouth. Like, it does shock me to hear people say that they know Hair by Jaida J, or to hear people talk about me, but literally don't know it's me. Like, I've had that happen a couple times, so it's kind of like, it's very shocking, and people are like, oh, I heard about you. It was not like that in the beginning. It was focusing on that business page and getting it out there, and that's what helped me. Paying for that advertisement. I'm so serious. You have to. That's the only thing that got me out there, because even though I'm from here, I wasn't necessarily the most supported. Like, people weren't really booking with me like that, even though I felt like I was doing a good job. All of my clients came from advertising and then being consistent, and then it became word of mouth.
So, how was it getting, and that's a gem, y'all, what she just said. How was it getting feedback when they didn't know it was you? Like, say you was out and somebody was talking about it and they didn't know it was you and they were just talking about it. Like, were you getting like positive and negative feedback, or were you just getting good feedback?
I've never heard anything negative, like, in person. Like, of course people have their opinions. You won't you won't ever hear it, but I've never heard anything when I heard people talking about me.
And I only ask because, like, one thing I always look for is, like, I want a true and honest review. You know, because, like, when you got your friends and family, they don't want to say nothing. You know, they want to be nice, you know. So it's kind of hard to sometimes get, like, yo, is this good for real? Or y'all just gassing me type shit. So.
I felt so insecure about that. I didn't know if, like, do y'all actually like this? Or it took me a minute to take pride in what I'm offering.
You got to ask them, like, come on. You can tell me if you don't like it.
Exactly, yes.
Because I need to know.
Sure?
I need to know. So I thought that was interesting that you said that they didn't know it was you. Because there's sometimes I wish they didn't know it was me and I could just, like, send it to them. But it was kind of hard when we in the video.
No, they wouldn't know it was me. It would be something like, one time I was in Walmart. This one girl was talking to her friend, and she was like, yeah, I want to book with Hair by Jaida J so bad.
See, that would get me used. I would be like, yo.
Y'all, I'm not even going to lie. I started crying. Like, because it was, like, the first time that had happened. And I was with my ex at the time, and he was like, do you hear them? I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, listen. And then they were talking about me and scrolling on my page.
No, that was...
Y'all. And I tapped on her, and I was like, I'm Jaida. And then she was like, what? And I actually got her in, so that was cool.
That's fire.
Yeah.
No, that's fire.
That's what's up. Because I think, of course, I knew of you and all that, but my mom had mentioned you. Like, she had mentioned you one time. So that was another thing that popped up in my head. I was like, okay, yeah, we need to talk to her. We need to see if we can get an interview or something.
Oh, you do his mom's hair?
Yeah, she came like 3 times.
Yeah.
And she always liking all the stuff on my story. She's a really big supporter of mine.
No, that's fire.
She is. Mm-hmm.
All right, I ain't got no more questions. What about you, Trent?
Man, I know I had one, but
come on, reel it in, old man. Come on, old man.
Okay, well, let's let Jaida go ahead and plug yourself on all the platforms that you might have, and we're gonna need you to get that YouTube, even if it's not you as a personality, but just the work. Keeping your hands at work, another platform to have your work out there on.
I'm trying to get more on the videographer side.
Okay, for sure.
But yeah, Knotless Braider, Huntsville, Alabama. That's where I'm raised. That's where I'm from. I'm representing as a braider from Huntsville and the best in Huntsville. Knotless Braider, Hair by Jaida J, Jaida. Don't forget the I. And that's my name on Facebook and IG.
Whole lot of that. Don't forget the I.
Don't forget the I. Jaida J, Hair by Jaida J.
Nah, man, that's great. Trent, is that all in, all out? We solid?
Yeah, that's it. All in, all out.
Yo, all in, all experience. We out of here.
All in audio experience.